Hi folks, so I'm just going to have a quick look at my options here for monitor controllers, and by that I mean my sound monitors, these things. So I've had the Presonus central station. I use a lot of Presonus gear. I've got the Presonus central station version 1, which I got because it was a pretty good price, because there was a few little minor things with it. Had some crackly controls, one of the outputs wasn't working properly, so I got it at the right sort of money, and it didn't have a remote with it, but I have got the remote afterwards. So I just wanted to quickly talk you through this, because I've since come into the possession of an SPL 2 control, and I've sort of compared the two, and I'm just wondering which one to keep. So I'm just going to talk you through these two anyway, and let's see what they offer. So the central station is obviously a rack-mounted bit of kit. From the left, we've got talkback, push to control the talkback, push and hold to control talkback. If you've got that little microphone there, we've got 2 headphone outputs, which are pretty good, they're fairly loud, nice. We've got a Q section, we've got an output control, we've got the input. Select for inputs as to whether we want TRS1, TRS2, digital or the auxiliary. We've got the main outputs, which are we've got auxiliary in control volume. We've got the input to select again, TRS1, TRS2, digital or auxiliary. We've got digital output, select to there, SPDIF or TRS. We've got a level meter, which performs a number of functions really. Some controls just for the level meter. We've then got 3 options for speaker outputs, and we've got some speaker trim controls here, and then a master volume control. Now, a couple of things to be aware of with this particular unit, the version 1. If this has a 5-pin power supply connector on the back, and it's safe to say that if that power supply fails, this unit is as good as useless. I mean, if you're an electronics guru, or you know anyone who can make a power supply and make it work, that's fine. If you're just a normal consumer and you've got to try and find a replacement power supply, they are absolute gold dust. Presonus, in my view, have let the side down by not maintaining the power supply as a replacement, because these things are still fetching, you know, a few £100, and they are good, but without that power supply they are dead in the water. So if you're going to buy one of these, I suggest you buy it either really cheap, or you buy the version 2. Do not buy one of the version 1 without a power supply, because you will be in trouble. Okay, I have also got the remote with this. Not that I really need it, because it's so I'm so close together, but it came along again at the right money, so I just took it, and it just replicates most of the controls on there, but I mainly use it just for the volume control. The good thing about this unit is that all the inputs and outputs are all jack, TRS jacks, so it's fairly standard stuff, and it works fine. You know, it's a nice bit of kit, lots of options, and it does the job. Nothing bad to say about it other than that power supply issue. So let's take a look at the SPL option. So here we go, guys. Here's the SPL 2 control. Again, I have a habit of buying things that have got a little problem in just an inquisitive thing about trying to fix and make them work. So I got this at a really good price, because one of these buttons here, these latching buttons, was broken. Before I bought it, I contacted SPL and asked them if I could supply that as a spare part, which they could. The button was something like £20 or something, and I got it fitted onto the PCB, because it's a really tricky little solder connection, for about another £20 odd. I think it cost me about £45 repair all in all, for a unit that's probably a few £100, and I definitely didn't pay anywhere near that for it. This is in really good condition. So the options on here, let's have a look compared to the other one. We've got 2 inputs to select from. We've got 2 outputs. We've got SP3, which is actually a kind of sub, designed for a sub output. a dim button which just doesn't obviously dim anything, it just takes the sound down by, I don't know, about 3/4 or 75% or something, so as you can, you know, just quickly reduce the overall volume. And a mono button here. The central station has also got a dim button on it as well, I forgot to mention. We've got, let's just look at it, we've got 2 headphone outputs, which again are good, they work fine, nice and loud, nice and quiet, nice and loud. Crossfeed is some kind of, I haven't really looked into it. It's an enhancing thing that you use on the headphones to make it feel like you're listening to monitors, I think. I haven't really tried it much, I haven't really used it. And then we've got one monster volume control. The only thing with this, if I just turn it around quickly, this is a bit different in as much as all the connections are XLR. So we've got our inputs on the top, our outputs on the bottom, a sub output, your mains connection, and a main switch on the back. Again, the main switch on the back is a little bit unfriendly for me, but anyway, it works fine, and I'm debating which one to keep. The central station has got a ton of functions, but in reality I rarely use them. I basically use the headphones output, even though I've got a headphone amp there. I use the headphone output, the master volume control, and this just looks cool, although it's not rack mounted, and you know, somebody's got to put it somewhere, and the connectors are all different, so we've got to change all my speaker cables. Overall, I feel that this unit has a better quality build, and its longevity as its lifespan, you know, with SPL supporting all the parts, is probably longer than the central station. So I'm probably going to keep the SPL, but you know, if you've got a comment or a view, or you're using one or two of these things, let me know, and let's see what the opinion is. Okay guys, there you go.